Hey there, welcome to our weekly Wednesday chat. If you're new around here, if you haven't tuned in before, I'm Lisa from the Merry Mama, and every week on Wednesday afternoon I talk for a little bit about, usually it's about the blog post from the week, or sometimes I just give tips or encouragement or things that I've been using lately that I really like, or just anything that's been helping me in motherhood lately. So today we're going to do a very practical chat, and I'm going to talk about something related to this week's blog post. And so this week I put up a post about speaking life over your kids, and I talked about why it's so important, what the Bible has to say about the words that we speak. I gave 12 examples of some really simple scriptural truths that you can speak over your kids, like you are a child of God, you were created for a purpose, you are special and unique, you are unconditionally loved, and then each one I gave a scripture that goes along with it. And then at the end I gave a few of my favorite books that I've read and used that are full of scriptural confessions that you can speak over your kids, over your husband, over your whole family. So I gave lots of recommendations at the end of that post. So if you haven't checked that one out already, head on over to the link in the description and you can read that post. But today I wanted to talk about some practical ways to make that a reality, because I don't know about you, but I'll have some really good intentions sometimes, but then I'm kind of an out of sight, out of mind kind of person. So I can make these lists of things that are really great to speak over my kids, but then, you know, if they're just tucked in a journal somewhere or on my computer, if I don't see them, I'm probably not going to do them every day. So then they're not going to be very powerful if we're not speaking them over them every day. So in today's weekly chat, I wanted to give 5 really simple, easy ways to make that a reality. 5 easy ways to speak those confessions or those prayers over your kids every single day. So the first idea that I have for you is something that I personally do, and I have little laminated cards that have things to speak over my kids, and one is for my kids and one is for my husband, and I tuck them in my little caddy that I have on my bathroom sink, so that every day as I'm brushing my teeth or drying my hair, getting ready or whatever, I can go through the list and I read through all those prayers, and that way, you know, I'm at my bathroom sink every day, so that way I read through those prayers every day. So that's one really easy way. So you can buy a list, or you can print out a list, like the list that I have in this week's blog post. You can print that out. Laminated is nice just because if you have it in your bathroom, you know, water gets splattered or whatever. I even know of someone who laminated hers and stuck it in the shower, and that's where she did hers every day, and I thought that was a great idea. So that's idea number 1, is a laminated card somewhere where you are sure to see it every day, which I think a bathroom is a great place because you're definitely going to be there at least once every day. The second idea that I have for you is to put it on a spiral index card notebook like this, and you can put one, like a verse or a confession on each page. This is not one that I have for my kids, but it's one that I made several years ago during a time in my life when I really needed to have a certain set of scriptures handy with me at all times, and so I put it on this little spiral bound index card holder, and then I stuck it in my purse, put it next to my bed. Whenever I needed it, I could pull it out. Whenever I was feeling discouraged about that particular area, I could just pull it out and go through those verses and encourage myself in those scriptures. So that's something that you could do with your confessions or your prayers for your kids. Just put it on something like this, stick it in your purse, so anytime you have some waiting time in a doctor's office, at school pickup and drop-offs, in the grocery aisle, you know, anywhere that you have a moment, you can pull them out and go through them. A third idea that's kind of similar to that, and this is not my idea, I got this from someone else. She was telling me about something that she is making, and I thought it was a phenomenal idea, and I just loved it, and I knew I wanted to share it with you guys, is she printed out some of my lists of prayers and confessions for kids, and then, and I don't know if I have all the details right, so maybe this isn't exactly how she did it, but the gist of it, I think, was that then she got one of the, like a recipe card holder, something that you could flip, kind of like how a perpetual calendar would be, but you know how they make them for the recipe cards. So she got something like that and put those confessions, one confession on a card, stuck it in the little plastic sheets, you know, so that then I think she's giving them as gifts so that they can just flip, and every day, or they can go through the whole stack every day. Anyway, very regularly they can go through those list of confessions, and I thought that was a really cute idea, and she's doing it as a gift. I think that's an awesome idea. That would make a wonderful gift. A gift for Mother's Day, or a gift for baby showers. That would be a wonderful, very personal baby shower gift, I think. So there's another way that you could have your confessions and your prayers easily seen, you know, put it out on your counter so that you see it every day, you pass by it every day, and you remember to go through them. So there's way number 3. Number 4 is that you could print them out and put them by their bed, particularly if they're little kids and you still put them to bed. If you still go and read to them at night or say prayers with them at night, you could put them in some kind of a frame, or just lay it by their bed, or put it on the wall by their bed, or someplace where when you put them to bed every night, you can read through those confessions and those prayers and speak it over them out loud to them. The more that we can do it so that they can hear, I think the better, because then they're getting it in their spirits too. So that's another idea. And then 5th, you can put your list or your book or whatever it is that you have with your morning devotional set of supplies, which I've talked about in a past video and a past blog post, that's what I do for my morning quiet time. It's actually right behind me there. I have a whole bag where I stick my journal and my book and my Bible and everything that I need for my morning quiet time. That works best for me to have it all in one place. So there's also in that bag a book of prayers for moms, and I'm not good about doing it every day, but every so often I'll pull out that book because it's very handy, and I'll pull out that book and then read through a few of those prayers. So that's another idea of a way that you can make sure that you're doing this every day, is to put it with your morning quiet time supplies, so that every morning or evening or afternoon nap time, whenever you do your quiet time, then those prayers will be right there available for you to use. As a bonus way, if you're looking for ideas of where to get these confessions or where to get the prayers, I have a list, as I said, in the blog post. I have other posts too on the blog of prayers to pray over your kids. I have one that's 31 scriptures to pray over your kids. I have one that's specific to school, things to pray over them for the school year. I have prayers for you as a mom. So I have lots of different posts on the blog, but you can print out something like that. You can find other lists and print them out, or there are lots of books out there too of scripture confessions for moms, confessions for kids. Like I said in this week's blog post, I have a list of some of my favorites that I have used and really enjoyed. And then in the blog post, I talk about this book, but I wanted to mention it again in this video. A really, really great way to speak life over your kids. And if you have little kids, this is a board book, so it's really geared more towards young children. But I got this to review from Tyndale. It's from Tyndale Kids, and I loved it. And the kids really like it. Andrew especially really likes it because he's 2, so it's more at his level. But if you get a book like this that have the confessions in there, so you don't have to write them yourself, you don't have to come up with them yourself, you can find a book that already does it for you, and then you just have to read it. But I really recommend this book. I've really enjoyed reading this to the kids. It's super cute. The illustrations, I know it's going to be backwards, but it's called You Are from Tyndale Kids, and the illustrations are just adorable. See, like a little deer. My kids love this one, of course. We're kind of a deer family. And there's a bear and a fox. Somewhere in there, there's a fox. There's the fox. They're so cute. And then on each one, there is something, a confession about them. So like this one says, "Dearest one, you are a child and an heir of the Most High God." And then there's a verse at the bottom for every single one. And this one is Romans 8:17. "Since we are his children, we are his heirs." And so there's several of those. And on the last page, there's a whole bunch of them about how loved they are by God. And so it's a really cute book, and I think it's really powerful. These confessions they're just really powerful. And I think it's great that it's in a form where you can read it with your kids so they can hear you saying these things. They hear it, they're going to get it into their spirits, they're going to hear these truths, and it's going to go down deep inside them. So that's You Are from Tyndale Kids. I put the link in the description, so check that out. If you have young kids, if you know anyone with young kids, again, this would be a great baby shower gift, I think. Anyone with little kids, I think this book is excellent. If you don't have little kids, if you're looking for something for older kids, I have a couple of recommendations for that too in the blog post, so head on over and check that out. So thanks for joining me this week. I hope there was something in those list of 5 ways to speak life over your kids that you think might work for you. And if you have anything that you like to do that I didn't mention, put it in the comments. I would love to hear what you do to speak life over your kids and make sure that you're praying for them every day. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.